Gabdos online radio and television news. Online radio and television.
A very good day, welcome, and thank you for joining Gabdos News at 8. I am Basira Abdul Gabdo Tongo with the bulletin. First, the headlines. Senate introduced 983 bills and passed 108 in 2 years. Endorsement by Northeast APC leaders triggers outrage. Plus, Kano Varsity lecturers demands removal of governing council chair, reject plan to appoint new VC without due process. And now the news in detail. The Senate has released its midterm scorecard, announcing that we introduced 983 bills, passed 108 in 2 years, a milestone that underscores the legislative strides made since the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly on June 13, 2023. The current Senate, led by Senator Godswill Akpabio, marked its 2-year anniversary on June 12, with legislative data reflecting steady progress. According to the leader of the Senate, Senator Opayemi Bamidele, 108 of the bills introduced have been passed into law as acts. Acts of the National Assembly records indicate that more bills were introduced and passed during the 2024/2025 legislative session than in the 2023/2024 session. A statement from the Senate leader Afiz in Abuja on Sunday explained that the upper chamber leveraged the instruments of strategic engagement to drive a key legislation that helped stabilize Nigeria's political and economic environment. On political issues, the Northeast chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has endorsed the presidential ticket of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima for re-election in 2027. The endorsement of the Tinubu-Shettima ticket was made on Sunday during the Northeast APC consultative meeting in Gombe, the Gombe state capital. Tensions flared at a high-level meeting of All Progressives Congress stakeholders in the Northeast on Sunday after a perceived slight against Vice President Kashim Shettima triggered outrage among party loyalists. Trouble began when Mustafa Salihu, the APC National Vice Chairman Northeast, publicly endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a second term. However, in his address, Salihu made no mention of Vice President Shettima himself, if a prominent son of the Northeast. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum, Mai Malabuni of Yobe, Inuwa Yahya of Gombe State, and other top APC officials in the Northeast were among thousands of party dignitaries in the meeting. Yusuf Maitama Sule Federal University of Education, Kano branch has demanded the immediate removal of the chairman, governing council of the institution, Professor Ahmadu Adamu. Solis-based report that the university lecturers said that the dual role of Professor Adamu, who currently serves as Vice Chancellor Ahmadu Bello University Zaria and Chairman, Governing Council, constitute a glaring conflict of interest and stagnating the transition process of Kano University. Besides ASU reject the alleged plan by the university's council to appoint a new Vice Chancellor without due process and subsequently repositioning Dr. Sadi Muhammad Siraju as acting Deputy Vice Chancellor. ASU made the demand in a petition jointly signed by its chairman, Dr. Bashir Ibrahim, and 5 members addressed to the Minister of Education, Dr. Ma'aruf Tunji Alausa, and made available to journalists on Sunday in Kano. On security issues, notorious terrorist leaders have laid down their arms and released 16 hostages in exchange for amnesty in Katsina State. The Nigerian Army disclosed this in a statement on its official social media handles, saying the gesture followed the surrender and engagement initiative led by the leadership of Operation Fasanyama in collaboration with relevant stakeholders. The T statement said several notorious terrorist kingpins operating in the Musa local government area, identified as Kamalulu Bazaru, Monore, Nagogo Laibi, Alhaji Sani Dogo, Baidu, Dogo Nahalle, and Abdul Qadri Black voluntarily surrendered their arms and handed over kidnapped victims on 14 June 2025. Still on security issues, a suspected bandit kingpin Ado Aleru declared wanted by Nigerian security agencies have reportedly surfaced a peace meeting held in the Musa local government area of Katsina State, sparking widespread outrage and concern among Nigerians. Reports indicate that meeting was convened to explore ways of ending hostilities between Fulani herders and farming communities in the area. Despite being on the security watch list, Aleru was said to have addressed stakeholders during the session, where he outlined measures to promote peaceful coexistence in the region. Security analysts and locals have also expressed fears that involving wanted persons in dialogue may undermine ongoing counterinsurgency efforts and embolden other criminal elements. And from the international scene, on June 13, Israel launched a series of strikes against Iran and targeted its nuclear sites and missile facilities. The ongoing conflicts between Iran and Israel has claimed more lives and properties of the two countries. And on sports update, Saudi Pro League against Al Hilal are not backing down in their effort to sign Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, with fresh proposal reportedly in the works. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano in a post on Monday, Osimhen recently rejected a move to Al Hilal just 10 days ago. However, the club remains determined to land in a Napoli forward and is preparing a new offer to attempt him. Romano wrote Al Hilal are not giving up on Victor Osimhen as they want to submit new proposal to the player. Osimhen rejected 10 days ago, but Al Hilal insists. That's the size of the bulletin, but before I go, a quick recap of the major stories that made up the headlines. In the news, you heard that Senate introduced 983 bills, passed 108 in 2 years. We also told you endorsements by Northeast APC leaders triggers outrage. We also told you Kano Varsity lecturers demand removal of governing council chair, reject plans to appoint VC without due process. On behalf of the production team, Basira Abdul Gapotongo, saying thank you for being with us. Bye for now.
Online radio and television.